McConnell equals stupid. I'm out. Emiko, should we pull up his logs?
Maybe.
Let's pull up his fucking logs. Emiko live. Just a second. Do I have it open? All right. Wow. What a loss.
Yeah,
let's watch Nixxiom's video.
Okay, here we go.
What a loss. Okay, let's see what we've got here.
Hey there, guys.
Look at this, Nixxiom. Look how much he cares about his audience. This video is 9 minutes and 36 seconds. That is 24 seconds less than the optimum YouTube video length that most people use for advertisements. That's big.
Jesus.
That's really big.
Not only is he handsome as fuck and good looking, but he's got a good heart too.
He does. He's a good man.
My name is Nixxiom, and as you probably are well aware of, the classic demo has been available for those of us who bought virtual tickets, or those of us that attended BlizzCon this year.
That's
now,
right.
I've been playing it over on Twitch, but later in the evening after the stream was done, I decided to hop onto Classic alone. No stream, none of that. And I decided to play the game solo, rather than having an entire army of people following me around. Pretty much, I decided to play Classic the way it's meant to be played. Not as a YouTuber, or a streamer, but as a simple gamer sitting in my room at night, enjoying what the World of Warcraft had to offer to me. And this is my story from the Classic WoW demo. I began by rolling a Night Elf Rogue, a class that I might end up playing come Classic WoW's official release.
I'm sorry
I wanted
to hear
to
that.
try out the class, get a feel for it, and see if I would enjoy it. I designed him, I named him, and I logged into the world. Immediately, I was greeted by two quest givers that tasked me with the following. Go kill some Defias
really
near a
filter.
cave in the north, and kill some gnolls and collect their paws. Easy enough. After reading the quest text, I made my way northward, towards the mine that I was told the Defias would be at, all while trying out my new abilities on lower level mobs along the way. Upon reaching the mine, I was greeted to a host of enemies to slaughter, who I quickly made easy pickings of. Or well, at first I did. In reality, I ended up getting myself killed because I was playing the game like an idiot. I was forgetting about the necessity of crowd controlling, being careful, corner pulling, line of sight, and all of that stuff. Because of that, I had to do a death run across the entire zone, and upon rezzing, I started to play the game more serious. This is vanilla, I told myself. Don't mess around, Nixxiom. Now I was playing more safely. I was carefully pulling mobs and being careful not to pull aggro from other mobs in the area. But I admit that there was a side of me that wanted to live a little bit more dangerously, you know? Because, you see, right in front of me, almost mockingly so, was the mine that the Defias were based in. I was curious, what is in that cave? Could there be a treasure chest, maybe? Maybe just a ton of mobs. Maybe the only thing in there was my inevitable death. Either way, I really wanted to find out. I wanted to see what was hidden back there, but I knew that there was no way I would be able to fight my way to the back of the mine alone. There's just too many mobs. But wait, I wouldn't have to fight all the way to the back of the mine. After all, I am a rogue. I can't say I've ever done this before, but I threw on stealth and I carefully crept my way into the Defias-controlled mine.
That's true.
I weaved past mobs who could sense my presence. I carefully maneuvered my way down the hallways. I felt nervous and uneasy, knowing that if I got caught, there was no way my character would survive. Eventually, I reached the final room, however, and would you look at that? There was a treasure chest, but the only problem is that it was very well guarded. I had to play it smart. I had to play this safe. Going into a back corner of the room, I began to kill the mobs one by one, pulling them away from one another and using CC to my advantage. I quickly discovered, though, that the kobold diggers are broken, and they run really fast to find the nearest ally to help them, and that was a nice surprise. I didn't die though, and I did manage to clear the room, and would you look at that, that is me looting the treasure chest and claiming the rewards inside. Nothing I can use, mind you, but damn, that stuff is going to fetch a pretty penny back at the vendor. I made my way out of the cave then, feeling as if I had conquered it, not only through combat, but also because I had successfully used my stealth as a rogue to reach the back of the room and claim the treasure within.
True.
I continued farming the Defias, I finished the quest, and I moved on to the Gnoll quest on my agenda, feeling confident of what lay ahead. The Gnolls were not too high level to me, so killing most of them came with ease. However, when they were grouped up in packs, I had to think carefully. I had to pull from a certain point as to only aggro 3 instead of 4. I had to ensure I continuously gouged one of the extra targets so I could take him temporarily out of the fight. I needed my evasion ability, and I had to make sure I used my attack powers properly given the situation. It was difficult at times, and I admit that I did die once again, but I learned, and I got better. I found treasures on the Gnolls, including new pieces of gear for me, as well as an armor scroll that made me feel unstoppable. After getting new gear and a bonus to my armor, I went through these guys like a wrecking ball, but I was still careful not to get too cocky. After all, cockiness is the death of many an adventurer in classic WoW. It was epic, though, to feel like I owned this coastline after a while, and I felt like nothing could stop Enthoriel's reign of terror on the Gnollish people of Westfall. Eventually, though, I finished my quest, I hearthed back home to Sentinel Hill, and I reaped the rewards of my success. I sold the treasures I had stolen from the Defias, the loot I had claimed from the Gnolls, and I was ready for a new adventure and a new set of challenges to begin. I was told to go west to a cave hidden near the coast where more powerful Defias had been raiding local farms and to slaughter them for the people's militia. I went west, passing over the rolling hills and seeing the burned down fields and homes of former farmers. I descended then into a crack in the landscape, and there waiting for me was another cave, like the one before, but with new enemies to fight. Now I wouldn't be so cocky this time. These guys were higher level, and they were mages too. Mages? Wait a second. Remember those burned down farms I just mentioned? I bet that these guys were the ones who lore-wise lit those farms on fire nearby and burned down those homes. As they charged their fireballs at me, I made that very simple lore connection that the game did not tell me, and I felt all the more inclined to dispense justice upon these Defias for their crimes against the people of Westfall.
Think about that.
This made the quest even more immersive for me. I quickly realized after one pull of a mage, however, that these guys were not a joke. Their fireballs hurt. A lot. True. And if you wanted to survive, at least at my level, you needed to learn how to kick those spells. It was a quick lesson, and I did my best to apply it, but sometimes I would lose focus, and I'd almost lose my head in the process. Either way, I cleared the front of the cave, and yet again, that temptation to see what was inside vexed me. I stealthed, and like before, I made my way into the cavern's depths, dodging mobs once again, feeling like a pro at playing a rogue, despite having played less than an hour. And there, waiting for me at the back, was another treasure chest. Like the first one, though, this chest too was guarded, protected by powerful foes that I just couldn't quite contend with. My CC failed. My choices were poor. Despite getting healing potions,
he's already playing
just couldn't do it, man. And for my recklessness, I was killed right at the base of the treasure chest that I had so greedily sought. And I admit that my last thought as my character died was, man, if only I had come here with a friend, that treasure would have been ours.
Imagine having friends.
After my death, my time was near expiring. I decided to log out, and that, my friends, was my classic WoW adventure on my rogue, Enthoriel. How was it, you might be wondering, though? How was it to be given a rogue and dropped into Westfall at level 15 and told, go make your own adventure? To not have my hand held and to just explore the world as I saw fit. How was it?
I like this.
Well, I think you guys know the answer, but I'll let you all decide on that in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, though, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the adventure I went on with my rogue.
It's a good time.
I hope to see you all soon with my next video, and for those of you that had the opportunity to play the classic WoW demo, I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I'll see you guys with my next project. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see ya.
I don't know, man. Like, that's true. What I like so much about this is that I never thought about this, guys. The timer that you have to play the game is a lot like the timer that you used to have to play the game whenever your mom would make you go to bed. Think about that.
Kinda.
Yeah. It's like the entire experience coming all back together. I like the video because obviously, like, it was sensationalized, of course. Yeah, I mean, it not sensationalized. It was like it's like, you know, whenever like a writer explains like a rock and it takes like 3 paragraphs. Well, yeah, it's alliteration. Okay, it's a little bit of that. It's okay. The point that he's making, I think, is really good. And the idea of like kind of the gradual growth that your character would make, and, you know, taking on challenges that slowly become more challenging, and being in an area where certain mobs in certain parts of the area aren't really ready for you to be, like, I guess, like, encountering yet. I think that's what really made it interesting. It's not alliteration. Yeah, well, whatever. The same thing. To be fair, in retail, you can have the current experience. No, it's not the same. Like, if you can get, like...
Yeah, that's my only problem with the video.
Okay, what is it?
Is that everybody knows I love Nixxiom. I love his videos. He's a great guy. However, my problem with the video is that, yeah, while I agree that vanilla, the adventure was like you had to make your own shit, you could kind of do the same shit. You could tell the, like, kind of the same story in, like, retail WoW, like right now in BFA. Like, the only difference in that story would be that you'd loot a chest. If you found one, you'd loot a chest and there'd be a blue in it. You know what I mean? So that's my only problem. It's just a minor thing.
But I feel like in BFA, like, all of the challenges and everything, like, I guess, I don't know. Like, this is the thing. That's why I wanted to make, like, the video series, is because I think that it's a really complex thing to talk about and think about, and I don't know how to approach it. I think BFA is good, right? It's not like it's like terrible and leveling is terrible, but there's something that made Classic more special. Like, I mean, can you agree on that?
I think it's just nostalgia.
You really think so?
Mostly, yeah.
Then why did you enjoy playing the demo so much?
Well, because I haven't played it in like fucking 10 years.
So you think that after the nostalgia wears off, that you're just going to go back to playing BFA because it's newer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.